Yo guys, this car stereo sold over 1,000 units in the past month. And guess what? I was able to get this for just over $100. I'm gonna show you everything that this car stereo can and can't do. We'll get a full walkthrough on the user interface. And just in case you want to jump around to certain topics, I'm gonna leave timestamps in the description below. And if you stick around to the end of this video, I'm gonna give my honest opinion on how this head unit stacks up against other car stereos I've tested on this channel. All right, so right out the box, you get a backup camera and all the wires to hook it up to this head unit. A pair of mounting brackets, the main wire harness where everything is labeled. You get a bunch of screws to mount it onto the bracket, a pretty detailed user manual. And lastly, the car stereo itself is all blacked out and super lightweight. All right, so let's take a look at the back of the car stereo. This is where you're gonna hook up your main wire harness. It's a 10 amp fuse. Up here is for your subwoofer, left and right audio. You get the 3 RCA outputs right here, yellow, white, and red. This is if you're gonna hook up a PlayStation or something, DVD player maybe. Video out 1 and 2. These are for like headrest monitors. And lastly, this is for the backup camera. Here you'll plug in your antenna, and that's about it. Up top, you get a built-in microphone, a reset button, touchscreen up and down volumes. These also work for skipping music forward and back. Here you can turn off the radio, mute, or just turn off the screen. You get an auxiliary port, USB port, and a microphone port. What's up guys? I got the car stereo installed in my car, so let's do a walkthrough on the whole interface. Because yo, if this is gonna be in your face the whole time while you're driving, I think you should get a good look on how the user interface looks like. All right, so the first time you boot up this car stereo, the first screen you're gonna see is the radio. You can see that you can save up to 6 stations. Right here, you get your equalizer. You get 10 different frequencies you can adjust, and you get 5 different presets if you wanna spice it up a little bit. Right here is where you can set the power. So if you want all of your audio to go to the front, there you go, or to the rear. This is a good way to tell if one of your speakers are not working. All right, so let's get out of the radio interface. You see this little home icon up here? Just tap that, and this is gonna be the whole main user interface. Up top, you get your little nav bar. This icon lets you know that I have the volume on mute. If I turn it on, there you go. This is your time, it's gonna be in military time. This is the Bluetooth icon. It shows that I'm connected to my phone, I think right now. Yep, there we go. You can tap here to dim the screen, or tap it again and it'll turn off the screen. Pretty cool. There's also a secret menu. Drag down from up top, there you go. TFT, I'm not sure what that stands for, but it just turns off the screen. If you tap here, it'll take you straight to the Bluetooth settings, mute and unmute. This is gonna take you to your equalizer. Here in the middle row, you can adjust your screen brightness manually. Back on the home screen, you can tap here to manually adjust your music. In the center, you're gonna get your date and time and your music player, your information on whatever's playing right now. This icon right here will turn off the screen real quick. Boom. Let's see if it turns off your music though.
It had a seized cam, so I got it for a cheap
Nope,
price.
music's still playing. Okay, pretty cool, I like that feature. Now down here, we got a few icons. You can actually swipe left and right. You got some more options. You guys already seen the radio. Let's check out USB. So we'll just plug it in down here. Boom. As soon as you plug it in, it's gonna start playing whatever MP3 files are on here. All of my songs have the artwork, so for some reason it doesn't show the artwork, which is pretty lame. It'd be cool if it did, but it doesn't. But at least it shows the song title, the artist, and the album. If you tap right here, you'll see all your video files. One is a .mov file and one is a .mp4 file. So let's see if the MOV plays. Okay, it plays, and the video quality doesn't look bad. And here's the MP4 file. Looks a little dark. Still pretty good though. Very short clips. I don't know if you could put a movie on here and if it'll load pretty fast, but at least we know MOVs and MP4 files work. You can also put pictures in here. You can't really do anything though. You can just look at pictures and that's it. It would be cool if we could set this as like a background or something, but I don't see any way to be able to save this. And that's it for the USB section. Tap up here to get up out of here. Boom. All right, so if you want to connect your phone to this head unit, just tap right here, Bluetooth, and go to pair. This is the device name. So we'll just connect right here, hieha.net. Boom, looks like we're good. Music already starts playing. And check this out, it even shows the song information. If I tap next, look at that, it changes the music for me. Pretty cool, but it'd be even nicer if it would load the artwork, which it doesn't, but it's all good. I mean, at least you can still listen to music from your phone using a Bluetooth connection. So since we're here, let's go and try out the call quality. Hello?
What's up, Uncle Rocky?
What's up, bro?
Man, what you doing?
I'm recording a video right now, testing out this new head unit. How does my audio sound right now?
It don't sound too great.
I mean, do you think the audio quality is bad or not really?
Now you're kind of like sounding staticky.
You already heard it from him. It sounded kind of staticky and he couldn't really hear me. So if you're planning to use hands-free calling with this car stereo, you're probably not gonna like it. That's it for the Bluetooth section. Next up is phone link. This is where all the fun begins. This is pretty much the reason why you probably upgraded to this car stereo. So this phone link is how you're gonna access Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. This car stereo only accepts a wired connection for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. But the good news is, if you forgot your wire or maybe your wire just stopped working, at least you can still Bluetooth to the car stereo and still listen to music wirelessly. So on this screen right here, if you have an iPhone, you can do either CarPlay or screen mirror. And if you have an Android device, you can do Android Auto or screen mirror. Let's go and start with the iPhone and check out Apple CarPlay. Hook this bad boy up. So right here, you get a split screen. You're gonna get your navigation and music. You can tap on one of these to go full screen on your navigation. Tap down here to split the screen again. Or if you want your music to be full screen, just tap over here and now you get a full screen music player. This definitely looks a lot better than the built-in music player right here, right? This is one reason why people like CarPlay or Android Auto, is because you get a nice looking user interface for your navigation or music. If you tap down here again, this is going to show all the apps that are supported. It's not going to load everything that you have on your phone, because what Apple CarPlay is a way for you to interact with your phone and minimizing distractions. So no, you can't open up Instagram or Facebook or play some video games, and no, there's no app store. You can't download any apps. This is just going to have essential apps like phone calls, text messaging. You can't read text messages or type any, but you could tap on it. We could text with your voice.
What do you want to say to the group?
Yo, what it is?
It says, yo, what it is. Send it.
Send it.
Done.
Haha, nice. And if we go to our text messages, there you go. It says, yo, what it is. Okay. So besides phone calls and text messages, this is gonna load up all your navigation apps. By default, you got Apple Maps. It'll load up Google Maps and Waze. It also loads up all of the different music players you have. So I got iHeartRadio, Tidal, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, and the built-in Apple Music right there. And if you want to get out of here so you can turn off your screen, tap that icon, and there you go. Boom, turned off the screen. Let's check out Android Auto. Here we go. Once it's plugged in, look at that. It already opened up Android Auto. On first start, you're probably gonna have to download the Android Auto app onto your phone, but once it's downloaded, it's gonna work just like Apple CarPlay. So as you can see, the screen is split into two with navigation and music. Again, you could tap either one and it's gonna do full screen for you. Tap down here to go back. And look at that. Woo! And you'll see this icon turn into a bunch of little dots. That just means you're gonna see all the apps that are loaded up. Again, Android Auto is just like Apple CarPlay. It's just designed for Android devices. You can get your navigation apps like Waze, Google Maps, Apple Maps if you have that downloaded on your Samsung or Android device. It loads up all your music apps. See Amazon Music, Apple Music, Pandora, Spotify. So I mentioned Screen Mirror. It's also in this app. And how you use Screen Mirror is you have to have your phone unplugged. Once your phone is unplugged, you'll go back here, go in the Phone Link app. If you're an Android user, you'll just tap Mirror right there. Once you see the screen, it's just a QR code to download the app. Boom, open in browser, and see, I already have it downloaded and installed. Once you have it downloaded and installed, you can plug up your phone And look at that, the app opens. So what's pretty cool about screen mirroring on your Android device is that this is actually interactive as well. Look at that. What? Pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of lame that this screen is much smaller than my phone. And unfortunately, I've already tried this out, but none of these streaming apps will work. So HBO Max, Netflix, Hulu, all of that, none of those apps work. The one app that does work is YouTube. Look at that.
Oh shoot! Yo, what's up guys?
Well,
welcome back to the channel.
That's the thing. The audio won't play through your car speakers. I don't know why, but that's just what it is. Other than YouTube, that's really the only app that works for playing video on this car stereo. Let's check out screen mirror on the iPhone. So again, you'll go in this app, and under iPhone, you'll tap mirror. Unlike the Android, you can't interact with your iPhone. None of these work. Hulu, Netflix, Crunchyroll, all of that. And another thing, YouTube also doesn't work either. Look at that, you get the something went wrong notification there. Pretty lame, right? But there is a workaround, and it's not all that great, but it works. What you'll do is you'll go to your browser in Google Chrome and just type in youtube.com. This is going to take you to the YouTube website as a mobile viewer.
$1 million a night hotel room. And I also rented this $1,000.
And you see that?
This $10,000.
It actually plays through the car speakers. So if you want to use the screen mirror function, it works on the iPhone. If you're an iPhone user, you can watch videos and have the audio come through your car speakers. But if you're an Android user, you can't get the audio to go through your speakers for whatever reason. All right. So another cool thing about this head unit is this right here, AV in. If you remember, on the back of this car stereo, they have those plugs, you know, the typical white, red, and yellow plugs from like the old school PlayStations or Xbox or a DVD player. You can plug that up to your car stereo and use this as a screen. If you swipe to the left, you get clock. You can manually set your time and date, but once you hook up your phone, it'll update this for you. You get the calendar as well. I don't really know why you would need this, but okay. Another useless thing is the calculator. And lastly, setup. There's a lot of options up in here. Let's check it out. So basic setup. This is probably the first thing you're gonna want to do when you hook up this car stereo is to turn this beep off. Right now I already have it off, but if you turn it back on, anytime you tap on something, you hear that? Yeah, that's not too bad. I mean, maybe you might want that so that you know you actually tapped on something. Reverse mute. This is gonna disable your music when you go into reverse. Headlights control the backlight. If I turn on my headlights, it dims the screen. Headlights control key lights. That's pretty much just these right here. So if I turn that on, see how it's turned off right now, those icons. Now I'm gonna turn on my headlights. And there you go, see? Now it's lit back up. Color lamp mode, this is how you'll set the colors for your keys right here. Here you can change how fast the colors will transition. Animation, this took me a while to figure out, but this is the transitioning from when you're on one screen to another. So alternate. When I go into reverse, pay attention to how the screen changes. You saw that? Zoom 1. Okay. Little zoom effect, nice. Mirror camera. So just depending on how your camera's positioned on your rear bumper or wherever it is, this just helps you get the right angle. So right now I have it at mirroring close, and that's just normal view, right? If I change it, mirror left to right, let's see what that looks like. It pretty much just flipped the image. So the sidewalk is actually right here, but it just flipped it to that side. Now I don't know why, but they have a backup line, like a guide, but as you can see, it's already on. So if I turn this on, watch what happens. You get a second set of lines. Woo! Wheel, this is really cool, but this car stereo supports steering wheel controls. So I already have it set up, but you can see you just hold down a button on your steering wheel control. So here I'm gonna hold a button and then I'll just tap next. So once it's lit up, that means that it's already set. So now I could just tap right here and you'll see the music changes or the volume adjusts. Sound setup, that's gonna be your equalizer. Display settings, you can play with this. You can adjust the brightness, contrast, hue, and saturation. You can change backgrounds as well. So you can only pick from these 4 images. I like this one because it has a little bit of sleek texture to it. And next up, we got screensaver. Now, I personally don't like this, but this is what the screensaver looks like. Just tap right here, preview, and it's this. It's whatever your background is with a clock, with some wood-looking hands. And besides that, you got some multiple languages you could go through. You can manually set your time, and here you can check out what version you have. All right, due to complications, my dog's head is in the way when I record, so I'm just gonna have to do it like this. But anyways, I've been using this car stereo for about 2 weeks now, and I think I've gathered enough intel to tell you guys what I like and dislike about this car stereo. One thing that this car stereo is missing is the ability to download apps. There's no Google Play Store, and so you can't download YouTube or some movie app. Not that I want to watch movies while driving, but there's just so much content on the YouTube platform versus, you know, what you can find on Spotify or some other music app, you know? I really don't like the fact that the USB port is right here. I would rather it be behind the head unit or hidden, because it's just an eyesore. And let's say you have a microphone plugged up right here, you're gonna have 2 wires just poking out at you. Let's say I'm using a USB flash drive, right? Boom, I plug that in, now I got this freaking sword sticking out at me. I'm not a fan of the touchscreen buttons either, because when I'm driving, now I have to kind of glance at the screen and make sure I'm touching the buttons over here. If you're using CarPlay like me, you can easily miss the buttons and accidentally tap, you know, one of these icons right here, and you're like, what the heck, bruh? Another thing with these buttons is the volume control also acts as the music control. So if I tap on it, it changes the volume, right? But check this out, if I hold it down, it changes the music. I would rather the volume go up or down if I'm holding it. And lastly, the user interface. Just look at this interface compared to an iPhone. I mean, the icons look so nice and elegant, simplified, and it's just nice to look at. When you come over here, it's just super detailed, generic looking icons. At the end of the day, this car stereo pretty much supports all the basic features. You get CarPlay, Android Auto, you get steering wheel controls, you get a reverse camera, and it's actually pretty stable. I haven't had an issue where my music stopped playing or my phone would randomly disconnect or that the camera would stop working. I mean, it's only been 2 weeks, but so far it's been pretty good. This is the most budget-friendly car stereo I've tested, and it actually performs better than the Max Beanerod's head unit, which is like $200. I reviewed the Atoto F7 and A6 head units. The Atoto F7 just looks better and handles more smoothly. I believe that the F7 is also like in the $200 range. So, I mean, this is the $100 car stereo. On Amazon, the price does fluctuate a lot. It could be, I think the most you'll pay is about $140, but they usually have some type of sale or coupon on there. And so if you're looking for a budget-friendly car stereo, this is not a bad deal at all. But alright guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Hopefully you guys found it very useful. So if you have any more questions, be sure to leave a comment down below and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. If you're thinking about purchasing this product, please consider using my link down below. It helps the channel out. But alright guys, thanks for dropping by. See you on the next one. Yeah!